Nancy, your granny panties over 40 advice lady about how to live your life better. Notice how I can dish out all this advice and I never take it? Cracks me up. Wear makeup! My face is devoid. At least I don't have the acne spot treatment I had earlier. We're doing much better. Today I want to talk about something I'm getting a lot of questions about. Much better, just me and the giraffes. Old sweatshirt from Maurice. And I think we're going to cover this topic on Fridays because there are a lot of questions about this topic. And if you want to know more in a faster way, more thorough way, on Monday nights I'm teaching this class, which is a writing class, basic writing, novel writing, at Ann Arbor Rec and Ed at Pioneer. All you have to do if you live in the Ann Arbor area is sign up tomorrow. It's your last day. Sign up. Come on down. Small class size, lots of personal attention, lots of work on novels. This is a generalization, but it's a pretty close generalization to the actual numbers. 10,000 people want to write a book. Of those 10,000 people, 1,000 people will actually start writing the book. 100 people will actually complete the book. 10 people will actually submit the book to publishers. One person will actually get a contract. And 1%, less than 1%, will hit the New York Times bestseller list. That's a pretty tiny piece of the pie. 12% of writers make a living wage. That's considered $13,000 a year. I can't live on that. Writing is a good way to supplement your income if you are driven to do it. You must be driven to do it. It's a really crummy way to say, well, I want to work from home. You can get freelance work with magazines, and I've actually done pretty well with that, but I'm still not making anywhere near what I would need to feed my family on. A $600 check every now and then, hey, I can handle that. But it's not regular. Yeah, source of income. There are people that make it as freelance writers. Most of them live in New York City. Blunt, honest, to the point. You can do it out in the Midwest. You can do it in California. You can do it in Alaska. But there's a little luck involved and a lot of hard work. And rejection. And this is one of the things I want to start with. The first book you write is going to suck, unless you're super duper talented and have had lots of classes. You are going to make rookie beginner mistakes. And next week we're going to talk about rookie beginner mistakes. This week we're going to talk about plot versus scene versus motivation for your characters. The plot is the general storyline. How are we going to get, and I'm going to use romance as an example, but I want to make this clear. A lot of writers think romance is formulaic and easy to write, and it's a good way to make money while you're trying to break into other areas of writing. Crap! Romance is hard to write. Taking two people, putting them in a sexually tense situation, breaking them apart, and then putting them back together again in a believable way is hard. It's not formulaic. You don't get a book and read, oh, and she touched his flaming love sword. Oh, for crying out loud. First of all, I write erotic romance. I don't stop at the bedroom door. You can. I don't care. So if you go look for my books under Nancy Lindquist, you're going to find those. Don't be shocked and horrified. I'm not writing porn. There's a story there. Porn is sex without a story. Erotic romance is a story with sex in it. Doesn't make me dirty. Really. you have to make it believable. There's a formula to everything. Mystery, you gotta solve it. Murder, you gotta solve it. You gotta know, be believable, know the difference between a clavicle and a scapula. Do you know the difference between a clavicle and a scapula? Do you even know what they are? You have to do research, even on the most ordinary of novels, and the internet is a blessing for that, and I will post links on my blog. Not today, next week. So your plot is your basic premise of the story, the meat of the story. I wrote an adventure story. It's a sweet romance, which means there's no dirty hanky-panky in it. Guy is living on a road because he's getting away from a past with the FBI. Girl who is getting away from a very tough marriage from a man who was in the Exchange and Securities Commission and had stolen a lot of money. Bad guy. As opposed to most people just happen to. Is after her, even though they're legally divorced. He's been in jail. He's going to get her. In the end, she's saved. Blah, 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 blah. How do I bring the characters together? What's the motivation for bringing the characters together? Do they fit together well? A lot of writers let their characters write the story. My characters feel this way about each other, and no matter what I do, I can't get them to like one another. I am not a character-driven writer. I'm the puppet master. If I say A likes B, A likes B. I also have no ego. I have ego about some things, acting, but my writing I don't. Reviews hurt a little bit. But if my editor says, cut out this whole chapter, it's deleted from my computer. It's not good enough. Plain and simple. And if it's not good enough, why hang on to it? Can't tweak it. Bye-bye. So you've seen now a lot of people will tell you to write what you know. And I think that's a terrible piece of advice. I think write what you can imagine. You've never been in a bar, but you can visualize this. You can imagine the scuff marks on the floor, and you can feel the texture of the seat with the crack in it as it fits against your skirt. It's the female's point of view. And the way your leg is stuck to the vinyl just a little bit where the skirt rides up. The bar is slightly sticky. There's a smell that's distinctive of the alcohol as it flows into the glasses. And as the man next to you leans in to speak, you can smell cigarettes and whiskey. And it can be a turn off or a turn on. Where are you going to go with that? Now the conversation starts. Don't get too descriptive. Just a few paragraphs. But you really have to feel like you're there. If you can feel what it's like to climb Mount Everest, if you can feel what it's like to be a vampire and want and need blood and are in a position where the person you love is the only one that can give it to you, how does that feel? If you can truly put yourself in somebody's shoes, write that. If you can't, write what you know. So that's the beginning lesson on writing. We're going to talk more about it next week and over the next few weeks. And think about it. Outline it if you want to. Write down what you want to write about. Send it to me. I'd love to see it. I can't spend hours with it, but I'll spend a few minutes looking at your outlines. I have no problem with it. Granny Panties Advice Lady with advice for everyone today. And a cat's going wild in my room. It's time to go.